Okay, I'm back. Time for part 2. Superman, Last Stand of New Krypton, number 2. Okay, so first off, Alora's talking to Zod about how she let the Legion go to save the bald cities. And Supergirl, Superboy, and the Legion of Superheroes are going are trying to break the force field of Brainiac's ship. Quislet tries to break it, but he's unable to, But then eventually the force field goes down thanks to the invention of Brainiac 5. Next up, Mon-El and Superman are fighting back, stopping Brainiac drones. Brainiac punches Superman, and then Mon-El's being overrun by drones. Then Brainiac's about to grab on the city. Superman grabs it, but then Brainiac teleports himself and the rest of the cities away. Then the Legion and Superboy and Then the Legion are going through the tunnels, decide to split up because of everything that's going on. And Princess Projecta, Telecus, and Quislet run into Superman. And Telecus reveals his plan to try to unite Krypton under one mind, but he's revealed that he's unable to. Brainiac continues his attack on the city, and then puts a force field around it and begins to shrink, and begins the process of shrinking it again. Superman's trying his best to stop him, but he's unable to. And then Brainiac moves the ship, gets the ship up, claiming that Superman is dead, he's won, and General Zod's in the bottle saying he lost. And this is to be continued in Adventure Comics number 10. Superman Last Stand of New Krypton number 2. Interesting that they had to shrink down the shrink down the city again because, well, obviously Superman's going to be able to stop it, going to be able to prevent this because, let's face it, he has to, let's face it, they're all going to be full size for the War of New Krypton War of the Supermen coming up, so that's not really a big deal. That's probably the only big thing here. Also the issue about saving the bald cities, which I think the Legion's part of this whole story will wrap up this month in Adventure Comics, and I guess and all the other Superman titles. Okay. Alright, that concludes all my DC comics for this week. Now for Image. Invincible Returns. A one-shot, and pretty much it's called Invincible Returns because, well, it's about it's about Invincible going back to his old costume. Okay, we open up with Invincible talking to Cecil about how he tried to kill. Let me think about how Oliver killed the Muller twins, Conquest, and Russ Livingston, the man who was possessed by the Squids, Cichlids, I guess. My spelling's off. I get pronunciation's off. And then he talks to Invincible about how D.A. Sinclair killed people for his Reaniman project, and that given a chance he proved to be a valuable asset and stuff. And basically, Cecil reveals he's not trying to manipulate Invincible, but just try to get him back on their side because he's too powerful to be on his own. Then Conquest goes back to the Viltrumite leader to reveal that he failed. Then their leader tells him to go back to Earth because to help start the war and everything. Then Eve starts to talk. Then Eve talks to William about her latest pregnancy, about how she's pregnant, and she's worried about telling Mark about it, and that Mark would probably be too unreliable of a father right now. And then Oliver talks to Debbie about how he's always hungry, they're short on food, and then asks about her relationship, and she just tells him to go out and help Mark, but he says that, he's probably just with Adam and Eve again. And then we cut to Mark saving Titan from the huge soul dragon, and Mark goes and is able to stop the dragon. Mark is able to fight back a bit, then manages to stop Titan, and right before it looks like he's about to kill him, Cecil shows up, and Invincible flies away, talks to Art Rosenbaum about everything that's happened, about how he's worried about after everything, the Invincible War, Conquest. He's worried about how he's just becoming a killer. And art assures him that, you can try that, maybe you don't need to wear that costume anymore. You can't go back and undo what you've done, but you could try to go back to who you really are. And Invincible returns to his to his original costume, but somewhat modified with no fingerless gloves and no knee pads. Still, it looks nice. Still, gotta admit, looks nice. And then he and Eve decide, and then Nolan and Alan the alien show up. And basically Mark talks to Eve about everything, about his father being back on Earth. And basically what this does is just recap. At this point, it's just a recap of the entire series with Conquest and everything. And then Mark says that he's worried about this Viltrumite war and that he's worried about, what he could become after it. And Eve still hasn't told him about the baby yet. Okay? Invincible returns. Get it for the upcoming Viltrumite War. Get it if you haven't read any recent trades or issues of Invincible and you want to catch up on everything. Alright? And as far as the costume's concerned, I kind of liked the black and blue one. It just looked cooler. I mean, I know this one still has kind of like the same frame, but I don't know what it is. I just don't like yellow. Okay? And I only have one Marvel title for this week. Thor and the Warriors 4 #1. I haven't read Thor the main series, and Power Pack, well, let's just say I've dabbled. I've maybe only read one Power Pack comic in my life, but this has really helped me enjoy these kids. Alright? It's written by, the reason I got it is because it's written by Alex Zalben, who is part of a trio who review comic books on YouTube. I'll try to post a link in the site, in the description box or something, so you can watch their vids, subscribe to them, they're awesome. And, alright, it's basically Power Pack, 4 kids who have superpowers, and they're worried about their sick grandma who's going to die. They're sad because they have powers, but they can't do anything about it. And then, Julie, I'm going to be flipping back and forth. Okay, yeah. Julie reveals that they could go to Asgard and get some golden apples to help her. And they go off to try to find Thor, and they find Frog Thor and the Pet Avengers. And after helping out the Pet Avengers, Frog Thor is able to open a portal to Asgard and help them get through, and it concludes with them at Asgard. Okay? I don't really know how to summarize this, except it's very enjoyable. Except I'm almost out of time here, but this is enjoyable, okay? I like it. I'm definitely gonna pick up the rest of the series. Go out, buy it, enjoy it go out, buy it, enjoy it. It's funny, and I just had a fun time reading it, okay? And the artwork is enjoyable too. So that's all I have to say. Spider-Man 1991 saying, see you later.